Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Joe, and today we are in day 3 of our Town Hall 13 journey, so to speak. So, how you guys feeling so far? How many of you actually gone to Town Hall 13, and what did you upgrade first? What armies are you using? Drop them down in the comments below. I'm quite interested. So, this is what I'm looking like right this second. We went ahead and did like the essential stuff, like the Town Hall, got it up to stage 5, went ahead and knocked out the upgrade on our clan castle, our laboratory, which I'm still waiting on a little bit more elixir to upgrade that Yeti, and then we also got the Royal Champion up to level 12. Been kind of grinding, but so we've been working on some different strategies. We're up in Legends League, and we're starting to work our way into some of the Yeti armies that are floating around. Just kind of curious to see if they actually work. I'm a Hog Rider user, always have been, and so I love the Queen Charge Hog Rider. Right now, it's kind of dominating because not everybody's upgraded their bases, still facing off against a lot of Town Hall 12s, and so we're going to show some of those strategies today and talk about like the breakdown, the addition of the Royal Champion, and how how I used it. That's what I was kind of wanting to talk about today. So we're going to jump into this first attack. Let me go ahead and get into one against an actual Town Hall 13. Now, this was only a stage 1, and so you'll notice that we're going to face off against some single target Inferno Towers. Nothing really special here. Obviously, could be dominated with the bat spells, but we're going to come in with the Queen Charge, and we're going to go after that Town Hall first. That's really my focal point there, is to get rid of the Town Hall and have to deal with that Inferno Tower, the Giga Inferno Tower, and then also kind of saving the Queen for the back end. The Hog Riders are going to blow right by her. That's one of the things that really stood out to me that was really quite impressive, is that the new Hog Rider, I upgraded the Hog Riders, I've upgraded the bowlers, and I'm still working on the Yetis. They're only level 2 right this second. So the Hog Riders are straight up dominating these Town Hall 12 bases. This base is maxed out for a Town Hall 12, a new Town Hall 13. So we're going to start out with a P.E.K.K.A on the far right side. We're going to direct this Queen towards the Town Hall's location. We got to get her inside the compartment. That is going to be our main intent. So we're going to kind of try to avoid that air defense over there. Dropping a baby dragon to the Queen's immediate left over there in the far corner, taking care of an army camp. And then this Queen's going to step up into this elixir storage, following it up behind a wall wrecker. So the wall wrecker is going to open up the compartment and draw the clan castle troops out. That's one of the things here that I wanted to do, is make sure we took care of the clan castle troops, which housed the lava hounds. So getting that rage spell down, pretty typical stuff here. And the Queen is just inside a range of the Giga Inferno Tower, but the healers are kicked back behind her, so it works out great in this situation. Did not necessarily need the freeze spell. And as we start seeing more Town Hall 13s, we're going to need to start incorporating the freeze spell into these compositions to ensure that we shut down the Giga Inferno Tower from taking out our Queen and also destroying the healers. That's one of the biggest things. So Queen's going to deal with that Inferno Tower, or the Giga Inferno Tower, take down the Town Hall. She's going to continue on this path. Now, we're going to bring in that Royal Champ to her immediate right down here in the southern corner to start dealing with air defenses, dealing with some cannons, and take on the Inferno Tower, the single target. Now, we're going to end up having to use her ability here in a second, sending the bulk of our hogs in. We got the king off to the far right to try to deal and distract that Queen a little bit and send the hogs to this location, dropping heal spell. We're going to rage them up and power them through this location to get them away from the Queen, giving the king time to crack through and take her down. That was outstanding how that worked out. And then you're going to notice how these hogs are going to split off into 2 different locations, and they are going to absolutely mutilate this base, because obviously single target Inferno Tower, Eagle is down, and the hogs are going to transition and work their way around the top of the base, dealing with some point defenses on the outside. Now, we are going to lose some of the hogs that are over there in the top of the base, dealing with some spring traps, dealing with that single target Inferno Tower. We're going to get a nice split here on the hogs, and they're going to power through a heal spell up into the final defenses. But I mean, wow, man, these hogs are really devastating versus the Town Hall 12 level defenses. So it's going to be interesting to see how they work once we start moving into seeing more and more of those Town Hall 13s more upgraded. Right now it's working, but there's no promises that it's going to work later on. We're going to finish up the rest of this attack, that way you can see the army for yourself, and we're going to take a look at a few more replays, but unfortunately they happen to be Town Hall 12s and not actual Town Hall 13s, and honestly it's straight up bully attacking all the way. So I will admit that from the start, that way you're not like kind of questioning it later on. So there goes the final storage in the gold storage with the hogs taking it down, and there's the army that we're working with. Okay, so we got this next base, and this is a pretty popular base. I know a lot of you guys probably run something like this, and I've seen it many times up in Legends League, and we've beaten it, we've lost to it. It doesn't really, you know, it's just one of those things. But the Hog Riders, man, they are going to power through that far western side over there where all the expos are, like it's nothing. It's going to be quite incredible. But we're going to use a Queen Charge to start us out and deal with that Town Hall. Now, we did bring a wall wrecker in this situation. I don't even know why I brought it, because I didn't even need it. It's just one of those things that it was what I was using prior to the update, and I'm just kind of including what we already previously used, and we're trying it out with the higher levels just to see exactly what it does and see whether this is actually going to still be a thing. Now, we got that queen charge working away from the northern corner. She's going to head down towards that town hall. We're going to use this royal champion to take care of this multi-target inferno tower. That way it doesn't burn up my healers. That was the intent there. So royal champ's going to jump in there, start doing some damage to that inferno tower, take it down. At the same time, we got that king dropped over in the far eastern side to pull the clan castle troops out. Now, this is what I want my queen to do. I want her to move down towards this air defense, and I want the clan castle troops to target her. That way we can deal with those and then move her in towards the queen's location. So that's exactly what's going to happen here. Pre-placing that poison spell and getting ready for the queen versus clan castle engagement, dropping that rage spell, and she's going to deal with those balloons as well as deal with the enemy electro dragon. Now, that grand warden that was in there, the altar is down, and then the queen's going to target the town hall. So I mean, plenty of reach here. She's going to get that town hall very easily, dropping another rage spell, prepping her up for the next engagement, which happens to be the queen's location. And so once we know that that queen is going to be taken out by the enemy queen or vice versa, we're going to bring the Hog Riders in bulk and take down the hidden Tesla location as well as the bomb tower. We got that grand warden running with the hogs to keep them going, since we're not going into the eagle artillery first, and we got to deal with the barrage for that eagle artillery for a while. So we're going to use the grand warden's ability here momentarily. Now, that wall wrecker, I didn't know what to do with it at this point. It was like, it was kind of intended for the town hall, and then I was like, man, what do I do with it now? So I just kind of dropped it for some back-end cleanup, but I probably could have brought it in from the top of the base in order to distract these expos. But again, we wanted to see how strong these hogs really were. So they're going to take on, under heal spell, they're going to take on 2 different expos, take on a wizard tower cannon. We're going to bring in a P.E.K.K.A. on the flank to distract an archer tower, and these hogs are going to power through the top of the base. So, I mean, these level 10 Hog Riders versus Town Hall 12 defenses is it's ridiculous, man. They're going to take down the expos with ease. They're going to move into that final defense in the eagle artillery, which happened to be the last thing, and that's very unusual and not necessarily a good thing in other attacks. If you're doing 12v12 or 11v11, you normally want to get rid of the eagle as quickly as possible, but I mean, it didn't really matter in this situation. We're going to be able to 3-star this base with ease. Basically a bully attack, like I mentioned before, but I just want you to see what these hogs can actually do and how powerful they really are. So we'll show the army one more time, and I think we're going to get into our final attack, guys. And for our third and final attack, we do have, again, a very popular base design that we've showed on this channel multiple times. This one's got a different variant going on with the wizard towers in the core, expos all over by the town hall. Now, the thing about this attack that I want to show you is how dominant the Hog Riders can be against these town hall 12 defenses. Now, this base is mostly maxed out. Obviously, it's got like a pattern going on with some different level walls, but for the most part, the defenses are built up and they are maxed out for town hall 12. Now, we're going to walk from one side of the base to the other. We're going to drop a queen charge on one side, and then we're going to work her down this whole southern side of the base and bring the hogs in from the top of the base. Now, I got to speed this up probably and get this thing going. We're going to use or start out with a P.E.K.K.A. on the far right side of the screen to start setting the funnel. We want to get this queen to move down towards the south. Now, there goes our P.E.K.K.A. The Grand Warden is going to target that P.E.K.K.A., which is kind of important because that the beam from that Grand Warden can do serious hurting to your queen if you're a queen walking and you're not used to that. So we're going to distract that Grand Warden, allow the P.E.K.K.A. some time to get out of range. That way it doesn't steal our healers. That can be super annoying. So we're going to drop the healers and move this queen down towards the south. She's going to take on an army camp. The P.E.K.K.A. is being targeted pretty bad at this point, and we're going to work that queen up into the elixir storage. Now, my focus here is the queen. We got to get her moving down towards the southern side of this base. So we're going to drop a baby dragon there. We're going to work her into a mortar, and she's going to continue on this path. We've pushed her in the right direction. That's where we wanted her to go. Barbarian King is dropped in the far southern point of the base to start taking on some buildings in the collectors as well as the cannon, and we're going to drop the Royal Champion to go after that Eagle Artillery. So that's exactly what she's going to do. This is only really successful because we have multi-target Inferno Towers, and so we're going to drop that Wall Wrecker to start pushing this queen inside the base where we want her to go. She's going to follow the Wall Wrecker, taking out double cannon, dealing with some builders huts, and giving that Wall Wrecker time. I mean, this is just so much. And the Royal Champion has fallen in line. She pulls the Clan Castle troops, and her ability is going to be used at the same time. Now, I want you to notice that there are some hogs moving in from the top side of the base, and we're going to start moving into defenses and flanking. So we're going to basically do like a Battle 1 Alpha situation, if you know military terms, and flank from the far right. So we've got our kill squad moving through, and we got the flanking team moving in to cover down on those defenses in the top of the base. And you're going to see how these hogs will just straight up dominate since the Eagle artillery has been taken out. The Wall Wrecker does get shut down. We're dealing with the Air Sweeper. We got a rage spell down for our Queen. King on Queen on the opposite side of the base. He's going to take that Queen down, which is going to ultimately solidify the success of this attack. Hog Riders, level 10, are powering through this base, taking down Inferno towers, moving into bomb towers, under heal spell coverage, I mean, they got a nice spread going on here, guys. It's ridiculous. So they're going to take on all 4 of the Expos. The Queen is still alive. We still have her ability. We have not used the Grand Warden's ability yet. We are saving that for the Town Hall's location, which is going to be used right this second. And then they're going to power down into this heavy defensive trap location and skeleton traps for days. But it doesn't stop the Hogs, man. It doesn't matter. They're going to keep going. They're going to take down the final Teslas and deal with the final cannon. And we still got a Queen's ability available. So right now, and this is like from day 2 actually, so right now we're starting to work with the Yeti armies to see what they can do, if they're really as good as some of the people are saying that they are. I know that I got some players here in Battle Elite that are using Dragon armies. I know some players over in the Infinity Network that are starting to work with the Lalos, and they're starting to work with the Yetis. So we're going to start collecting some of this attack strategy knowledge and putting it out to you guys over the next couple of days. But this is what I'm working with as of yesterday, and I just want to get you some eyes on with these new Hogs. And if you enjoyed the content today, smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and we'll see you in the next one, guys. Take care.